Today we're standing in one of the most breathtaking places in the entire world, Big Sur, California. We have the absolute honor in showcasing this home for the very first time since its creation back in 1971. This home and property is as detailed as it is beautiful, and I'm so excited to show you guys around. I first wanted to thank the listing agents, Zak Freedman and Nicole Truszkowski, for giving us the opportunity to showcase this one-of-one property, and to Monterey Turn Vehicles for giving us this Ford Thunderbird, which perfectly fits in with its Big Sur coastline aesthetic. They have tons of more antique classic cars in their collection available for lease or purchase. Their details are down below, and with that, let's begin. So starting this tour here out on the grounds, 43.83 acres. They actually bought all these different parcels over the course of multiple years to what now feels like your private state park overlooking the North Pacific. It's beautiful out here, just hearing the waves crash in. And kind of painting a picture, they used to have huge car events out here. So imagine a bunch of cars lined up, helicopters coming in, dropping off guests, as you do have multiple structures on this property to host those large gatherings. You've got a bocce ball court, which probably has the best view of anywhere in the world. And up this pathway, you see all this Mediterranean spurge everywhere. And then at the very top, you reach a landing that also has a Japanese soaking tub with amazing views. There's multiple hot tubs and little areas to get away. There's actually a little secret getaway spot that the owner used to come for his morning routine. So imagine grabbing a cup of coffee and you just walk across your state park on your property, which has to be one of the largest in Big Sur as well. And this is the lowest point in Big Sur. So 100 miles from here, you won't find anything like this home. It can't be replicated and it can't be done again. You have more of that Mediterranean spurge over here, just lining the entire bluff side of this sloped hill. A seating area right here overlooking the ocean again. And just over here is something that like blew my mind. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't know you could do this, but these two pieces of coral reef have actually been imported from Indonesia. So let me go stand by this just to kind of get a scale for how large this is. So they shipped these in. So imagine like a truck or a helicopter coming in, dropping these off, and now they're just pieces of art on your property. There's a lot of pieces of natural art here, and it also kind of feels like we're in like a Dr. Seuss book or something right here. But following me down this stone path, this is incredible. So watch your step. You have these sunshine cone plants framing the sidewalk, and this is part of his morning routine. So imagine you're coming down here and this is how you start your day. Imagine this is part of your morning routine, as the owner once did before, with your cup of coffee, sitting here at this bench, 180-degree panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean. I've seen whales and dolphins since being here today, and the white water capped waves crashing against these jagged rocks here in Big Sur. It's just stunning. And then just below that main house, which we'll get to later on in this tour, you have a private pebble beach, and that house is a mid-century masterpiece. It is so pretty, but to get to it is the region's only funicular. And the reason that was actually put in was because the road to get down to the house was a little bit washed away from some natural occurrences. So the owner put that in to get a dedicated access to that house, which is the lowest pointed structure within 100 miles. So speaking of the homeowner, Mr. Mullen actually was a philanthropist and an avid car collector, actually had one of the world's largest car collections, which made this property specifically perfect for hosting events, because we do have a rarity here, which is flat ground. Big Sur is mostly full of these dramatic drops like you see behind us. So this property was perfect for flying in guests on helicopters and having all those cars lined up where we have that Thunderbird at the top of the hill. There's so many great details of this property. We're gonna walk out the entire thing today, from the 11 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and 2 half baths. We're gonna get through all of it as we head up back up this hill and continue this tour. Now heading up this property across the driveway where we began this tour, I want you guys to look up at this larger than life horse sculpture done by Heather Jonch. I've been told the price point of this one is around $350,000, and there's 2 of them on this property. And you're gonna notice her artwork throughout this home as well. So all organic materials, and this actually fits in the aesthetic of this home perfectly with the kind of bohemian nature that we have here. But this is really pretty. And just for reference, I'm 6'6". I know I'm gonna get some comments down below saying no you're not, but I would put this at probably around 8 feet. So really cool to have right across your infinity edge koi pond. That's a sentence I just said, which doesn't feel real, but they've got it here. And there's a lot of things on this property that don't feel real. Like this shot right here feels like we're in a Dr. Seuss book. All the ferns and all the roundness that we have here, just the redwoods shading this hill. It's just gorgeous. And then you have a little seating area to overlook your 43 acres, the North Pacific Ocean. It's beautiful here today in Big Sur. The nickname of this property is Bien Sur, which actually translates to good sir. And I think that's so fitting for the type of people that used to gather here on these grounds. So imagine that grassy area off that bocce ball court where we have that Ford Thunderbird set up, just a row of Bugattis and helicopters flying in, dropping off guests as they'd all gather here on this property. We've got plenty of places to put up all those guests. You're in black tie attire, having a cocktail overlooking the North Pacific Ocean. It's beautiful. And another thing that I think is just stunning is this infinity edge koi pond. It's all stocked, the lily pads everywhere. Everything on this property honestly looks like we're looking it through an Instagram filter, but it's just how this actually looks. My blood pressure when we arrived on this property, I'm pretty sure just plummeted. It's just so calming and relaxing here next to this koi pond. Also, we have a Japanese hut on your koi pond, Japanese trees everywhere, creating for a really tranquil vibe, which we'll go check out. Just off of your bridge, you're gonna notice the stream that goes underneath the bridge, flowing into this larger infinity edge koi pond. And there's another bridge above. You've got the mist coming up as well. I mean, this property is ready for Hollywood. It's ready for the movies. This is so beautiful. We've got seating arrangements everywhere throughout this property. The hut just down below has some amazing features as well. So you actually step over another bridge. This one is just a slab of stone and all of the water is just trickling down here. Just so peaceful. This fog is wild, and this mist that's coming up on this property is just, it's kind of surreal. I'm not by the ocean a lot, and not in Big Sur often, not enough anyway, but this is just so cool. I've never seen anything like that. Inside this little Japanese hut, we've got a skylight illuminating this space, keeping it bright, and there's actually a cutout here on the flooring where these stone path actually takes you out over to another seating area. So they're all about getting away on this property and just being detached from just everyday life and the hustle and bustle. This property is straight up just a place to escape. And there's so many other places on this property to escape like this, right in here in your koi pond. So we're gonna push back up this property, check out a few more of these casitas, and then we'll work our way down to this main house. Now heading back across this bridge over the koi pond area, I'm gonna take a quick pause here to look at this fog that comes rolling up this hill. It's just one of the many, many magical things that happen here only on this property. Again, they took them years to collect all the other properties next to them to expand this property, 43 acres. But as we go up this hill, you'll start noticing some of the landscaping. Like I literally have seen some of the caretakers here pick up little sticks and like throw them away or put them in the brush to not like obviously obstruct any of your walking paths. It's just amazing the amount of time and effort that they put into this property on a daily basis to keep it in shape and how it is today. It's funny, I actually was here on this property a week ago with Zak, the agent of this property, and I told him I had to get back out here to film this property because it's not only the first time this home has ever been listed, but it's the first time there's been video of this property ever. So I'm glad we get to come here again, walk the entirety of this property. I feel like Dr. Seuss must have stayed here to get his inspiration for some of the drawings because Well, I mean, look at the bush right here. It's bouncy, it's fun, and it wraps around this entire casita. The landscape architect must have had a ton of fun when developing the lay of the land here. You've got blue lilies everywhere, more of a coastal vibe happening as we step into our first casita. You've got a little seating arrangement out front. You've got this pergola set above, kind of diffusing the light, and you're gonna see that wrap around this entire porch. You even have wraparound seating as we step in through these two French doors. Tons of natural light happening in this room. Before we get into the room, I want to mention that there is a full kitchenette in here. So if you're staying here for a week at a time, it's perfect for that. King size bed set just in the middle. You've got this kind of barn style roof right here with some beams coming across. It's creating for a really fun vibe, and you're gonna notice in each of these casitas, they all have their own theme. So accordion style doors opens up to that wraparound porch with just commanding views of the Pacific Ocean. It's just beautiful. There's some detail on every single step of this property that we could talk about, but moving right along, we've got the full en-suites. All of the casitas on this property have en-suites, because if you're hosting large events, like Bugatti events, they're gonna wanna stay as well, making the trip out here to Big Sur. So you've got even a walk-in closet. And one of the coolest things in this entire casita has to be this walk-in shower. You've got glass encasing the entire top of this shower with amazing views of the Pacific Ocean from your shower. So imagine it's raining, you've got the rainfall shower head. You can just create like a really cool vibe in here. And you've got amazing privacy as well with this glass height. Not that you would necessarily need it because you're kind of alone here on the corner of the property. But now working our way from this corner of the property to the other corner, we're gonna step over through the grounds and check out a few more of these casitas as we work our way down to that Funicular. Coming out of the first casita, we're gonna head over into the second here on the upper portion of this property, following this stone pathway. You'll also notice the little pebbles between each stone, mimicking that bathroom we were just in, speaking on the cohesiveness from the interiors to the exteriors. And look at the landscaping and the plant life here, from the blue lilies, the succulents, and all the aloe on this property. I'm so excited we get to share homes like this with you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe because we have a lot more coming. Stepping into the bonsai garden, which is amazing. This could be part of your morning routine. You come in here, take a deep breath, grab your little scissors out here and start doing some pruning on your tree. I think this one actually needs some pruning. There we go. I actually had no idea. It looked right, it felt right, so we went with it. So off your bonsai garden, we're gonna step over into the second casita up here. Amazing views of the Pacific Ocean, the stocked koi pond, and that Funicular, which we'll get to here in just a moment. Stepping through your accordion style doors all opens up once again into this coastal themed casita. So on my left, we have another little kitchenette. You can stay here for the weekend or the entire week. And then on these tray ceilings, it's stained to mimic the driftwood that we've seen throughout this property, but still keeping a very high-end hotel vibe with a king-size bed off your little riding station. And with that Japanese koi pond, you're gonna notice a lot of inspiration on its interiors, especially with this little fogged glass sliding door. As you step into your ensuite, all these have en-suites. Clad tile on the walls here in this bathroom. And this one is fun in the sense that it steps down, and if you want to put on a robe after you're done showering, you can step right outside onto the grounds in this property and just go for a little stroll with your coffee in the morning. And this actually wraps around the entire casita. So as you step around here, we're actually gonna head across and up once again to another casita as we enter one of the main guest houses here on this property. So as we go up the driveway, you have these blue lilies lining the path, and down here you've got that main koi pond, which actually feeds into that infinity edge koi pond, the Funicular right here as well, which actually goes straight down to the main house, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. So stick around for the entire tour. Imagine grabbing that cup of coffee, got your robe on, you're coming out here to enjoy your morning. I mean, check this out. You have a viewing deck right here. Breathtaking views, white-capped waves crashing over these jagged rocks down below. Continuing up the drive, this is probably one of the most incredible sight lines on this property, just straight down to that bocce ball court and that horse that we saw earlier. It's stunning, everything about this property. There's just so many details to get into, so I'm glad we've got a couple days dedicated just walking and talking in this property. We've got a casita straight ahead. This one has its own theme. Again, shaded by these redwood trees. It's beautiful. So we've got these natural stone tiles that lead you up to your front porch through these blue double doors. Coming through into our third casita on the upper portion of this property, you're gonna notice the sloped roof line right here. We have wood paneling on the ceiling where your kitchen is. This one's a little bit different as you do have a 4-burner gas stove, and we do have propane actually here on the property at the top of the hill. Little breakfast nook as you step up into your bedroom and ensuite. This is a queen size bed, just for reference to how much volume we have in this space. It's just a great place for the kids to come and hang out because you also have a ladder which steps you up to a lofted space, so you could throw a couple more beds up there. Ensuite right here is a little bit more special because you do have stacked laundry, which I think is perfect for hosting those families that have kids. Now, heading back out, let's go check out the main guest house. Coming down the steps off this casita back onto the driveway, straight ahead is that main guest house, and above is that caretaker suite. But first, I want to take everyone's eyes up this stone pathway, which actually leads you to a sculpture of a girl with a veil above her head. It's very dramatic, made of metal, setting the tone as you actually come through this Japanese-inspired gate, which could take you straight to your caretaker suite or the main guest house. And then above is a floating tree stump. I mean, how cool is that? I've never seen that before. There's so many things about this property that I've never seen before. So you could have direct access to that gate, to your suite, or you could park right here. And since we got a little bit of extra time today, I wanna show you guys everything this property has. So down these steps leads you to what is currently a 2-bedroom setup with a full kitchen. Now behind this door, you can already tell it's a little bit different than the rest of the casitas just by the door height. It actually follows the slope line of the roof. So you're kind of crouching around up here on this lofted space, but down below you've got a full kitchen. There's a bedroom off the fireplace as well, but there's a lot of opportunity for even this casita. I'd probably just blow out these floors and make this one big room and really just lean into the Japanese style that this home has already. But let me know what you guys would do with this space down in the comments. Now it's time to go check out the main guest house. Now coming up the staircase, we're gonna step into what has to be, by definition, the most calming, tranquil spot on this entire property. This is the Zen garden just out front of the main guest house. Caretaker suite is just above the hill. You've got the Zen garden rakes on the pea gravel, the fountain made of bamboo trickling into its bucket, the koi pond right here with the Japanese maple above it, and on this retaining wall around this Zen garden, you have this rosemary that's draping over it. It's just really, really beautiful. And of course, it's the most calming part of this property. A lot of those Japanese elements, including with the Japanese cypresses lining this garden as well. But now stepping through this 8-foot tall sliding glass door, we're gonna enter into the main guest house. The 70s popularized open concept floor plans, and that holds true with this home being built in 71. So you've got the dining, the living room, and the kitchen all kind of intertwined and connected. So there's not 100 doors like we see in the 50s and 60s, and all the colors are fairly neutral, which is kind of opposite of the 50s and 60s pop era. So in the kitchen, you do have these shutters that can close and open, kind of giving you a little bit of division. Open cabinets in here as well, some downlighting, which I really like. Helps bring out some of those orange colors from this grid layout that we have on the countertops. You're gonna notice in the kitchen as well, there's no handles. They're all indented into the actual cabinet itself, keeping for that kind of modern look that we're going for here in the 70s. Along with that grid pattern is on the floor as well with these orange grid layout. And then you have this wet stack, natural wood burning fireplace centered in this large living room. Again, everything's open concept, but still has this bohemian style as well. So the interior and exterior architect had a lot in common, clearly, because they're able to pull all this off and just make it feel really cohesive. But it's pretty easy to do. Some might say when you have a view like this, when most of your attention is just demanded by this ocean. Heather Janch makes another appearance on the inside of this property with more of her driftwood horses, which are really cool, just off these sliding glass doors, which opens up to that wraparound porch. That wraparound porch actually extends this entire width of this property. So coming down here, we have a side entrance, picture frame window to kind of peek out and see who's coming and going right here, but also extends your gardens. And actually, that is the caretaker suite just above. So just so you know where we're at. Then down this hallway, just off the kitchen, is a little powder room. Kind of takes on more of a playful vibe on the wallpaper. Have some pink seashells and seahorses up there. And then on the vanity, we have some natural wood, and you do have a skylight above as well, kind of introducing more natural light. Speaking of natural light, we have tons of natural light in this primary suite. So stepping inside here, you're gonna notice the Japanese inspiration even on the handles throughout this entire floor. And as we come in, that natural light hits you, king size bed just for volume, as we got plenty of it here in this space. Imagine getting some work done here at this desk or on the side yard here, reading a magazine or a book in these lawn chairs and just taking in these amazing views. I mean, just look at this. The ocean is sparkling. I honestly just want to stop this tour right now and just fall asleep on one of these lawn chairs. It's just so peaceful here. And another peaceful element is this bathroom. So through this pocket door, you go down this hallway bathroom, double vanity, more natural wood. You walk into this open shower, and there's actually driftwood at the end of this picture frame window. It's just a super serene, relaxing place to unwind at the end of every single day. But now I think it's time that we go down the Funicular and check out the main house. Coming down from where we had coffee earlier, we also have a circular log sculpture. It's another unique piece of artwork we have on this property. And then just below is your koi pond. So this is the main koi pond that feeds the Infinity Edge koi pond down below. And some of these koi are like 2 feet long, which is incredible to have on a property like this. We've got the fountain grass here. Everything is just super, super dreamy with all the waves crashing onto these rocks. It's gorgeous here. I really can't get over it. You have the waterfall trickling below this bridge as we step into the only Funicular in Big Sur. This is the ultimate James Bond entrance to any home. It's a $3 million Funicular, and this is the only way in and the only way out. I'll see you guys down there in about 3 minutes. So what do you think, Lid? Could you do this every day? Is this as your main form of coming and going from the house?
I mean, if this is my house, yes.
You can do
this is where I live, yeah.
Pull up in the Aston Martin, you come down the Funicular, and you're here. You're here at your house. It only took a couple minutes, right?
Mr. Mullen referred to this property as his church. You know, it was looked at as like a religious experience almost. You know, you can really connect with nature, and the level of privacy that you get here is unparalleled. So it just provides that space to really connect with nature and be present.
Down here, there's a Pilates studio that sits a few feet away from us. And then there's another property, another house that is just down along the coast here. I mean, the entire property has 8 structures on it. So there's 8 different houses that people can live and enjoy in. So it really becomes a corporate retreat or a compound that somebody has a lot of privacy to enjoy a lifestyle that is unparalleled. The first time Zach and I walked on the property, we were almost speechless. And Zach grew up in Big Sur, so he's seen a lot of spectacular.
I have, and this has got to be the crown jewel.
As we come down, you have all these mature redwood trees just hanging over this house, providing some more shade. It's just, I'm almost lost for words. You have all the waves coming in and crashing. You have the best view from any in-home Pilates studio, period. If you come in here, this is something that is hard to put in words, so I'm glad we're videoing and walking this entire property with you guys. You're literally standing on the edge of this property, no railings, just pure views, nothing to obstruct you and nature. It's amazing. There's so many little places to get away in this home, and even in your in-home gym, you're completely removed. So imagine getting a workout done, and this is where you get to do it every single morning. It's just mind-blowing. And then right through this door, we're gonna step up to the main house. There's even a little pond area, leaning into that Japanese inspiration again with the bamboo lining this property. You can hear the birds chirping. This is so cool. Another koi pond right here. You got a waterfall over here, and you're stepping over water as you work your way up to the main house. just beautiful. Got a bell here. Tell everyone dinner's ready, and if you want to get a little more shade, you actually can pull this right here. I've never seen this either. So this can help diffuse that light, as it can kind of be hitting a little too hard out here. And it just opens up like a ship would. It's so cool. And that is also done really well here in the living room. Gas fire pits, front and center. It's actually a whole rock cut in half. And then they obviously dug out the middle of it to make room for this gas fire pit. Just a super cool detail that you don't see really ever. We're gonna get down to the grounds here in a moment, but I wanna tour this living room with you guys. Just the smells that are coming out of this room is just amazing. All these redwood trees. It's actually illegal to cut down redwoods here in California, so this can't be done again, ever, period. The size of these redwood beams is just impressive. All the mixed woods they use just creates for a really good, I wish the smell could translate through this camera. They need to bottle this and sell it, honestly. But you've got the floor to ceiling bookshelf, width to width, height to height, and then these beams actually extend out of the frame of this house on every which side. It is wild. Just imagine being able to read a book or relax here with a drink on any of these chairs out on this deck area. And then above this fireplace is a whalebone. Like, it's crazy. And also, since being here, I've seen dolphins and actually whale spouts in the distance here. It's so immersive in nature from every single window. One great thing in here as well, it kind of makes me feel like we're in a pirate ship a bit, is you have these inside as well. So if you want to open these back up, you can do that here on the inside. So now this reveals the vaulted beams. Switching up the vibe here, kind of brightening and lightening up this living room space. But as we go up the staircase, you're gonna go onto a landing with your laundry room, and then you have a powder room right off this living room space. Cedar everywhere, so it smells great as well in there. And then on the countertop vanity, you also have that grid pattern, which is a constant theme throughout all the units here on this property. More of the grid lined as we enter into the open concept kitchen and dining room, seating for 8 at this long wooden table. And I would say this property has the best views anywhere in Big Sur, because this is the lowest pointed structure where we're standing. No one's gonna get lower than you for 100 miles. It's just beautiful. So you can stand at any one of these windows and you just have entertainment for hours. And I love that you can see the beams go literally through the walls onto the outside of this property. It is so cool. I'm just getting lost almost in the views. I know we gotta continue the tour. So you do have a wood burning fireplace front and center, 2 little chill hangout areas where you can watch the views, read a book, just kind of imagining, you know, taking a drink or a nap right here and just listening to the waves roll in. It's so peaceful here. No one is gonna bother you. You also have a private beach down below that is accessible. So if you wanted to go down there, you could and hang out. In the kitchen, step inside, you have this driftwood that you can hang pots and pans above this oversized island, 6-burner gas stove built into it. This is the only thing that has been renovated in this entire house. So you're gonna see some somewhat updated new Miele appliances, double ovens, 6-burner gas stove. You also have this work area where you can kind of wash your vegetables and then steam them actually right here with this built in into the sink, right in front of your playful backsplash. Blue, of course, because you've got these amazing views right outside this 12-foot tall glass door. And just speaking on the quality, I'm gonna use one finger to open this door. Like, it's just honestly amazing. For it being back in the 70s, little to no renovation being done, it's amazing. You also have a screen door as well to let some of that airflow come in. But you've got crazy, crazy views out here. And that's a private beach down there, and that is all yours. So as we step up to the primary suite, I want to also point out how the porch out here is completely cantilevered over this cliffside. So you've got driftwood out here. You're going to see that again and again throughout this property, as we've mentioned. All the stonework that's mimicking the fireplace, which is actually on the inside of this primary suite as well. So you've got 2 here on this structure. So here's a little seating area up here. You've got these vaulted ceilings in here, and then you're going to notice all these windows. I mean, the views in here, guys. I just cannot imagine waking up here every morning. It's just breathtaking. So as you step inside the suite, you've got that grid pattern included here on the floor, on the carpet, king size bed, and then behind it is just paneled in cedar everywhere. I mean, these ceilings are beautiful. The vaulted ceilings with the beams everywhere. As you step up, front and center is this deep bathtub, and then wrapped in marble as well, included here on the double vanity, more natural wood everywhere. And this is your office. Like, I'm laughing just because of how amazing this is, because it's honestly so surreal. Look at this shot. This sight lines that you have here in Big Sur, again, being so close to the water that this home is, you just get so immersed in, I guess, just the sounds of the ocean. So over here, you've got the water closet right off your double vanity, and then you also have more closet space along this wall. Plenty of storage here in this room. I just love how the beams continue everywhere. And one thing I wanted to point out as well is this shower. So you're gonna notice on the ground, you've got those pebbles as you step down into your shower. And this, you're probably remembering from earlier in the tour. If you've lasted all the way and watched the whole tour, you have this glass dome above you, and this actually vents out. So if you don't want it too steamy, you can vent it to the outdoors, completely private. You're the only one down here. But now let's push back out and let's go down to a little secret walkway where you can literally just be alone with your thoughts. So let's go down and check out that part on this primary suite. Coming off the primary suite, down a flight of stairs, we're gonna enter onto our grounds area here at the primary suite house. These views, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get over this. I've been here a couple times now and it's just as amazing as the first time. And we've got another driftwood sculpture of a horse here. So this is 2 of 2. We found all of them. We found all the Easter eggs on the property, but there's a couple more actually. One of them being that secret, lowest pointed space, little hangout area on this entire property. It's actually crazy. We'll get to it in just a moment. But we've got all this dreamy grass right here blowing in the wind, and you got these beams coming out, providing more structure to the base of the home as we step into a couple bedrooms. So you've got more of that natural seating here. It smells amazing. They all have bathrooms with kind of that pebble theme here on the ensuite. So full bathrooms, more marble in here as well. So a lot of thoughtful details, and these guys got it made. They wake up as they're staying here and they can walk straight out to these incredible views. So this bathroom and this ensuite is mirrored. So it's the same kind of theme and styles as the first one. And then you have another queen size bed front and center, little desk work area as well. But this is what this home is about. It's these incredible views. That's why you come to Big Sur. That's why you stay here. That's why you live here. And you can come right out onto this deck, go right up this little pathway into your Pilates studio and take the Funicular back up, or obviously do the opposite, come back down, come in straight into your suite without bothering anyone on the floor above. And you can walk over here as well. And this is where we have that gas fireplace and this little secret area that we can get to on this lowest pointed part on this property. Just imagine gathering right here with your friends, playing music, telling stories, hanging out by the fire, and just listening to the waves come in and the sunset here in Big Sur. You also have a hot tub right here as well. So you really can't beat that. Life does not get better than this. And if it does, show me where it is. Over here actually is where we're going to go to that secret place. So you can see it's all overgrown. If you're brave enough, you walk across the secret pathway, and this is where the lowest pointed part on this property is. So obviously a little overgrown, got to keep it secret. And also I don't think a lot of people go back this far, but we're doing it because we were going to show you guys this entire property. So this is pretty nuts. You literally step down this railing and then you go down 2 flights of stairs, which I'm not going to do, to get down to this little seating area, and you can just have some amazing conversations or just be by yourself and watch this ocean come in. This has to be one of the most beautiful properties we've ever had the privilege of touring here on the channel. And I not only wanted to give a huge thank you to the listing agents, Zak and Nicole, but also you, the viewer, for making it this far in this week's tour. We're gonna be touring homes like this, hopefully all the time, So if you guys haven't already, make sure to follow along, and I'll see you guys on the next video.